We know there's a little bit of need to regulate the sector more, and it's a little bit largely informal. Some gogos and aunties in various parts of the country, no jobs, they set up a little thing at the backyard, they get children there. But what is a quality issue? If I ask that question first, how do we ensure that an ECD center is properly set up and it provides the right quality? Let me start with you, Ms. Xhakaza. What are your thoughts about that?
Great question. You see, I'm tempted to say if we're not going to do it well, don't do it at all. But we know that's just not the reality of our communities, right? There are mothers or parents who have to work late, who have to work extraordinary hours, and they do need someone, that gogo you speak to really look after their child during the day or even at night at times. And sometimes they don't earn enough to actually take them to a quality ECD center. So there are socioeconomic factors that impact what we deem to be quality. But to answer your question, a quality ECD center is really all about safety first, right? So just the infrastructure, the building itself must be safe enough, must have, tools and resources that children want to use, that they can play, So you go to this gogo's home, and it's a small shack. There's no jungle gym. There are no puzzles. There are no books. Is it an ECD center then, right? So there are basics that need to be in place, but central to quality is the quality of the practitioner. Because if you are trained, you will understand the importance of a daily program. That there is circle time. When we start the day, children gather in a circle and we get to recap, how was your day, or how do you want to start this day? Just basics.
Dan, it's a very difficult issue to address, particularly here in South Africa. But what is paramount is that we must do no harm to the child. So whatever we're talking about, whatever program we are wanting to implement, we must have as a focus that this must not do any harm to the child. Now, you keep saying that we are unregulated. I want to argue, because I know this, that we have policies, we have regulations, but it's the implementation of those regulations and the policy that leaves much to be desired. And so if I reimagine the future for the children of South Africa, I certainly hope that before I die, I see government-managed, government-funded programs, particularly in very poor communities. Because the reality is that we expect the families, even if they are only getting a basic income grant, or if they are just getting a disability pension and you're the adult in the house, you're expected to give part of that to the ECD center as well for fees, because this is a sector that is fee-driven. Parents are expected to pay fees. And so I wish, as I look in my crystal ball, that we would have ECD programs, not only centers. We have toy libraries that are important. We have play groups that are important and would benefit the development of the child. And so therefore these programs need to be funded by the state.
Safety is key. Safety is key, and you got to make sure that, the child is safe wherever he or she is. And also quality. I think we cannot compromise on quality at all. I think if we cannot offer quality ECD, then actually we're investing in vain. For us as a foundation, whenever we receive an application, yes, we do our due diligence. We have to visit the organization, we have to visit the center, we have to phone and make sure that we've got all the necessary references. We have to check if it's registered. And we have to ensure that, the practitioners are well trained, they are passionate, and we have to ensure that ultimately we're tracking what is happening in the school. If we're working with a child, of course, we have to make sure that whatever that we're teaching the child actually is having a positive impact on his or her life. And that way, often we talk about tracking. For us, it's not just about, we invest and we go, but it's really about we track what happened to the child that we have been investing in. What happened to a year, next year, 2 years, 3 years, to make sure that our investment actually is yielding the kind of result we want to see. But I want to come back on the issue of quality. I think for me, what I feel is that government must play a big role here. Firstly, I think we have to get these ECD centers registered. I think if you want to speak about safety, I think there have to be accountability. And for accountability to happen, there have to be that level where everyone is in a system and we can check what everyone is doing. If you are registered in ECD centers, then government should pay you a visit. Then other centers will get involved. Then the community will get involved. Because ultimately, when a center is not registered, then we don't know what is happening there. For me, I think that's critical. We have to start by making registration easy, and then by making registration easy, then you know what will happen. There will be subsidy. Those practitioners will have opportunity now to access more training, because ultimately we want to see practitioners who are passionate, who are well-trained, who are qualified, who want to see the benefit of the children. So for the foundation, I think it's critical. It's critical to look at quality. It's critical to look at safety and to ensure that there is long-term view.